can do a short Kirtan. Okay, then I will do. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधारा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधारा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय प्रभुपादा जय प्रभुपादा जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा निताय गौर हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल. Hare Krishna. Can anybody continue the Kirtan? Meanwhile, I'll call Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Pranam Mataji. I'm here.
Pranam Mataji. Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, okay.
Thank
Yeah. So we are done with the Kirtan?
you. Yes, Mataji.
Okay, give me just a minute. Okay. So can we start, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranams, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you for your association and coming to the session once again. Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thanking all of you for the opportunity, for opportunity to purify myself. Okay, welcoming you all for Srimad Bhagavatam class today. We are on the Canto 3, Chapter 15, and we will be doing shlokas between 39 to 43. Okay, yeah, so we'll start now that the Kirtan is over. We'll start with the prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtake Mukham Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yatkripatam Aham Vande Shri Gurum Deenatarinam Paramanandamaadavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Harihi Om Tat Sat Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Nena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Yeah, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Ashish Prabhu, Dandat Pranam. That Ashish Prabhu is there. Okay. So who wants to read? Devotees, kindly take the opportunity to read the shlokas in the translation. Yes, Prashanti Mataji can read the shloka and Shobha Mataji can read the translation. Yes.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna Prasada Sumukham Spruhaniya Dhama Snehavaloka Kalaya Hridi Samprishta Santam Syame Pratha Urasi Shobitaya Shriyasvas Shuddha Chudamanim Subha Subhagayantamivatma Dishnyam. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Shobha Mataji, kindly read the translation.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Mataji, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Prabhupada Hidasa, Srila Prabhupada. May the Lord is a desire of all pleasure. His auspicious presence is meant for everyone's benediction, and his affections, smiling and glancing touch the core of the heart. The Lord's beautiful bodily color is blackish, and his broad chest is the resting place of the goddess of fortune, who glorifies the entire spiritual world, the summit of all heavenly planets. Thus it appeared that the Lord was personally spreading the beauty and good fortune of the spiritual world. And Guru Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So this chapter is about description of the kingdom of God, right? And this particular shloka is talking about the beauty of the Lord and the spiritual world also, right? I'm going to repeat a lot of things which I heard from His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj, right? For this particular shloka, he was saying how it is important to not get into Vaishnava Ninda. Anybody wants to quickly say what is the background of that we are seeing here? I mean, like, why are we talking about Vaishnava Ninda here? Anybody wants to quickly give?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandat Pranams.
Hare
Mataji,
Krishna.
otherwise there won't be any progress, Mataji, in the bhakti. Because if we fall down, then there is no hope of attaining the lotus feet of the Lord. If we do
No.
Vaishnava Aparadha.
Vaishnava, okay. In
If we
this
do sins,
context,
there are, Prayashchita. But for a Vaishnava Ninda, there is no Prayashchita, Mataji. Even the Lord does not forgive, Mataji. There is no hope at all. Hare Krishna.
okay, Hare Krishna. Yeah. Somebody else wanted to say something? Okay. Now here we know the background of how the four Kumaras who are Brahma's Manasaputra who came to Vaikuntha, they passed through the 6 doors, and then at the 7th door they were stopped by Jaya Vijaya, the doorkeepers at Vaikuntha. And because of that, Jaya Vijaya cursed, no, I'm sorry, the Kumaras cursed Jaya Vijaya to be born in the material world, because they were having this aspect of duality, and which duality is not present in the Vaikuntha world. What is the question? What is that we are talking of duality? I mean, like fear or envy, all these kind of things, good, bad. I mean, Vaikuntha world is absolute, like how the Lord is absolute. So, His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj was saying, he is giving a perspective from Jaya Vijaya, right? Imagine, he was saying, just imagine, let's all of us imagine that we are pujari in one of the ISKCON temples, that we are pujari. And when we are trying to do some seva there, right? We suddenly find a small child who is naked wants to enter into the altar, right? What would be our reaction? Will we allow such a child to enter into the altar?
No, Mataji.
No, Mataji. Right? So this was the perspective he was giving from Jaya Vijaya. They were doing their duty, and the Lord has asked not allow anybody, so that he would not be disturbed. And so they, what did they do? They stopped Kumaras. And the Kumaras, in turn, even though they were Brahmanas, right, highly elevated Brahmanas, they got down to the level of cursing the Kumaras, the doorkeepers, right? And this aspect, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, what does he call Vaishnava Ninda as?
Hatimaka.
A mad elephant run loose in a garden. Now, Maharaj was explaining in detail why elephant, right? And why not in it? Because when the elephant is mad, it completely destroys whatever it's in its path, right? So that is why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu takes the example of a mad elephant. Now, the garden that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was trying to take similarity with our Bhakti Lata. Now, the very aspect Bhakti is compared to Lata, because the Lata is very, is very sensitive. I mean, it is very sensitive, and it always needs support, right? So, it needs the support of Vaishnavas, it needs the support of our sadhana and everything. So, and also, when the elephant is mad, I mean, like, its hormonal changes are so high that nothing can stop it. So, Vaishnava Ninda is compared to this kind of a mad elephant let loose in the garden. So the Bhakti Lata in our heart will be completely uprooted if we get into Vaishnava Ninda. Actually, last weekend in our ICC temple, we had a very wonderful session from His Grace Ramabhadra Prabhu about this topic of Vaishnava Ninda. Actually, the Ninda aspect he covered only in the end. He came in detail with who exactly is Vaishnava, in detail as described by uh, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and who we should consider as a Vaishnava, and what exactly is Vaishnava Ninda. Just to give a gist of the whole aspect, he was saying, anybody, even once, who chants the holy name, offenselessly, is considered as a Vaishnava. So, and then in detail, he went to talk about who is a Kanishtadhikari, Madhyama, and a Uttamadhikari, and then why and the roles of each, and then he came to the aspect of Vaishnava Ninda. The Kanishta, Madhyama, and Uttamadhikari, as explained as per Srimad Bhagavatam, as explained by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu from Chaitanya Charitamrita, the holy name perspective and all that. So the whole aspect that of the seminar, I can just, if I can put in a gist, first part, who is a Vaishnava, right? Anybody chanting the Shuddha Nama or the holy name even once without an offense is considered to be a Vaishnava. And the next aspect is, he said, Ninda, like, so any newcomer also that we encounter in our association, be it in temple, be it in any other congregation or the classes that we attend, right? Even if we think of any wrong thought of that of a person, because we may think is a neophyte and things like that, even that, how does that affect? That affects our chanting. Now, why is chanting the most important thing? Like Srila Prabhupada says, the whole aspect of devotional service is based on our chanting. 90%, 95% is based on the chanting. So when Vaishnava Ninda happens, our chanting is not offenseless. It is, I mean, we chant more offensively. And the more offensive we chant, the taste, we may be chanting. We have heard several from several acharyas and several speakers and this thing, that holy name chanted anyhow gives a benefit. Yes. Now, definitely that is without any doubt that happens. But what we don't get is, we don't get the next level of the ruchi in the Harinam or in the devotional service. So, so it is very important for us to take the holy name offenselessly, and for that it is not that only in the morning when I'm chanting I can be attentive, attentive chanting, that I can do attentive chanting. What we do the previous day, the whole day, what is our mood, it reflects in our chanting, right? So, and then one another aspect that I wanted to share is it only with devotees that we should Ninda should not happen only with devotees? What is your take on this? Devotees, anybody wants to try?
Oh, Mataji. With everyone, Mataji.
Why with everyone?
Paramatma resides in everyone's heart, Mataji.
And then also, that is one aspect, right? The other aspect is, now if it'll be like a Jekyll and Hyde kind of situation. If with non-devotees we can do anything, and with devotees we are trying to be very pleasing and other things, it doesn't work, because the Lord knows one thing, and then we get habituated to such things. So so with this note, I would like to leave all of us what is it that we have to work on ourselves to get into the next level of sadhana, so that our ruchi increases. So coming back to Vaishnava Ninda, there in the purport, Srila Prabhupada says, but a devotee should be very cautious of committing offenses at the feet of another devotee. Why? And the next most important aspect Srila Prabhupada says is, the Lord is equal to all. Now just imagine, if we are being offensive of anybody, or we are taking offense, somebody is saying something, we are trying to be more than Krishna. Why I'm saying we are trying to be more than Krishna? Now, just because that you say that person was initially is a Mayavadi or he's a atheist, right? Just because that person is an atheist or a Mayavadi, does the Lord go away from his heart just because that is an offense to Krishna, isn't it? Being an atheist or being a Mayavadi is an offense to Krishna. Do you all agree?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes,
Yeah. So offense to Krishna. So now, does Krishna go away from his heart, from that person's heart? Does he not supply the basic necessities for him, like air, water, and other things? No. Krishna is being tolerant. So if Krishna is being tolerant, what is he teaching us? What is the message he is giving us?
For us to cultivate the habit of patience.
Tolerant. Patience. And for who? Is it for that person or is it for me?
For ourselves, Mataji.
For us, Mataji.
First. So yeah, one aspect of Vaishnava Ninda here. And of course, this chapter gives, a glimpse of how the Lord's beauty is, what is the beauty of the description of the Vaikuntha Loka, and how, even, thousands of Lakshmis, forget, other devotees are also serving, thousands of Lakshmis are also serving the Lord, right? The whole chapter, two things we can, I thought we can take from this whole chapter. One is the beauty of the Lord, and the other is how, as devotees, we have to look ourselves when we are dealing with devotees or non-devotees. Otherwise, I termed this last class, I would not call them non-devotees. I would call them devotees who are in progress, who are in making. Like, because all of us also came through that door, right? All of us, there may be some devotees who are devotees right from their birth in the forum, in today's forum. But at least from my perspective, I came to Krishna consciousness much later in my life, right? So that is the compassion, the patience devotees were showed me, that I am here sitting and trying to talk about Srimad Bhagavatam, right? So it only behooves us to show the same patience for others and not bifurcate them as non-devotees and devotees and things like that. We will do what we have to do. Be patient with everybody and try not to be offensive to anybody, right? So we will take the next shloka. Divya Mataji will read the shloka and Shilpa Mataji will read the translation.
पीतां शुके प्रतुनीतं वने विस्फुरन्त्या काञ्चालिभिर्विरुतया वनमालया च प्रकोष्ठवलयं विनता सुतांसे विन्यस्तहस्तमितरेण दुनानमब्जं. Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
He was adorned with a girdle that shone brightly on the yellow cloth covering his large hips, and he wore a garland of fresh flowers, which was distinguished by humming bees. His lovely wrists were graced with bracelets, and he rested one of his hands on the shoulder of Garuda, his courier, and twirled a lotus with another hand. Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, the purport is small and it is beautiful to hear from Srila Prabhupada because his authority, like describing the beauty of the Lord. So Sudha Mataji can read the purport.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Here is a full description of the personality of Godhead as personally experienced by the sages. The Lord's personal body was covered with yellow robes and his waist was thin. In Vaikuntha, whenever there is a flower garland on the chest of the personality of Godhead or any one of his associates, it is described that the humming bees are there. All these features were very beautiful and attractive for the devotees. One of the Lord's hands rested on his carrier Garuda,
and in another hand he twirled a lotus flower. These are personal characteristics of the personality of Godhead Narayan. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So we'll read the next shloka and then, Krishnamurti Prabhu can read the shloka and Janaki Mataji can read the translation.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhu. Yes.
विद्युत्क्षिपन्मकरकुण्डलमण्डनार्ह गण्डस्थलोनसमुखं मणिमत्किरीटं दोर्दण्डषण्डविवरे हरतापरार्झा हारेण कन्दरगतेन च कौस्तुभेन. हरे कृष्ण माताजी.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, Janaki Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. His countenance was distinguished by cheeks that enhanced the beauty of his alligator-shaped pendants, which outshone lightning. His nose was prominent, and his head was covered with a gem-studded crown. A charming necklace hung between his stout arms, and his neck was adorned with the gem known by the name Kaustubha. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, so it will be really very, humbling to try to describe, because here Srila Prabhupada, who is the right person to describe the beauty of the Lord, because as of now it is, I can only repeat what Srila Prabhupada and the other acharyas are saying, the beauty of the Lord, right? Beauty of the Lord is actually, in the previous shloka, we saw that how they were humming bees in the garland of the Lord, right? And of course, how exactly he was resting his hand on Garuda and all that he was wearing, and how beautiful he was looking, and the Kumaras were just looking at the Lord constantly without being satiated, right? The humming of the bees, I would like to just touch upon one aspect of here, why this humming of the bees. It comes again, time and again in these chapters, to give us a glimpse of the mood in Vaikuntha Loka, right? If we read some of the purports and shlokas, there it says, in Vaikuntha Loka there are birds, there are beautiful birds which have amazing voices. I mean, like very sweet voices, where they are glorifying the Lord, right? But these birds stop singing when they hear these bees are humming, because it said these bees humming is like, they are chanting Krishna Katha, or they are glorifying the Lord. Now I am taking this example for us to understand what is the mood in Vaikuntha Loka. The mood in Vaikuntha Loka is not that I can speak well, I can sing well, I can do service well, I know well. No. That is why all of us are still here, stuck in this material world, because of that mood. Vaikuntha Loka is a place where, it is not the question of somebody doing some a service well. It is the question of giving the others also a chance, is one aspect. And also, what pleases the Lord most, the aspect of what is pleasing. The humming of the bees were much more pleasing to the Lord than the birds, which had a very sweet voice. Of course, the bird singing also was pleasing the Lord. But this humming of the bees, Bhagavatam is saying, it was more sweeter than the sweet voice of the Lord. So, very nicely, His Grace, Radha Gopinath Prabhu says, made a very profound statement in one of the lectures. He says, at the present condition of the mind that we are in, right? The conditioned mind, I'm saying, right? If we go to Vaikuntha Lokas, we will come back. We will not be able to stay there, because there is so much of cooperation, there is so much of harmony, and so much of togetherness, and then absolutely no jealousy or envy or greed or any of that, we will come back to the material world, because we will not be able to take the purity of it. So even if we have to understand this aspect of the Lord being so beautiful, right? For now, it is like, at least for me, it is like the reading the description of the Lord. Now, if we have to really taste it or understand and this, then our purification should happen. So for purification to happen, our sadhana should be good. And if the sadhana should be good, chanting has to be good. And if chanting is good, means attentive chanting, right? And that can happen when there is no offense. No offense, at least our endeavor is there to do unoffensive chanting, unoffensive seva, then not offending anybody, all this. So we have to understand all these aspects about how the Lord, is so beautiful, or the description of the Vaikuntha Loka itself. Before we try to do that, we have to grade ourselves. Where do we stand in our sadhana level, and where we have to go? And that is a continuous process. The anartha nivritti, or the nama, from the nama aparada stage to nama bhasa stage, is a very long process, right? I mean, at least for me, it is a long process. There can be some of you are already in that stage, but then for my own benefit and the benefit of you, I'm just reiterating this, right? So here it gives the description of the Lord, the beautiful description of the Lord, right? Now, next we will see Shloka 42. Yeah. Anita Mataji can read the Shloka. And is there anybody else who want to read the translation other than the devotees who already read? Yes, Mataji, please read.
अत्तोपसृष्टम् इति चोत्स्मितम् इन्दिरायाः अत्रोपसृष्टम् इति चोत्स्मितम् इन्दिरायाः स्वानां धिया विरचितं बहुशौष्ठवाद्यम् मह्यं भवस्य भवतां च भजन्तमङ्गम् नेमुर्निरीक्षण वितृप्तदृशो मुदाकैः.
Sharmila Mataji, can you please read the translation?
Yes, Hare Krishna. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The exquisite beauty of Narayana, being many times magnified by the intelligence of his devotees, was so attractive that it defeated the pride of the goddess of fortune in being the most beautiful. My dear demigods, the Lord who is thus manifested himself is worshipable by me, by Lord Shiva, and by all of you. The sages regarded him with unsated eyes and joyously bowed their heads at his lotus feet. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna.
Thank you, devotees. So here it is now, and now we are continuing with the beauty of the Lord. Now, before we kind of try to understand this, first, what is, as of now, what is the most beautiful thing for us? I mean, it's a little satirical, but still, anybody? What is the most beautiful thing for us? Truly, from the heart. Huh?
Devotee Association, Mataji.
Okay.
For each
No,
person.
I was coming from, for now, for me, the most beautiful thing is the mirror. Because I can see myself in the mirror, right? From the, what to say? The conditioned aspect I'm talking about. Yes, devotee association, but I'm trying to give a picture different, trying to bring up to that, right? And then also, when there was one very another nice statement that I heard. Every time we stand in front of the mirror, like you should feel, disgusted, because I'm seeing myself in the mirror in this material world, because I left the Lord, beautiful Vaikuntha, and so I'm here. Okay. And Srila Prabhupada describes this liquid beauty, right? That famous story where Srila Prabhupada time and again repeats about that there was a very beautiful woman and a man was attracted to her. And then he several times tried to reach out to her. And then she, being a self-realized person, thought she should make this person understand what is her beauty, right? So she told this man, okay, you come after a week. And what did she do in that week? She took some tablets, and then where she would, just keep on excavating, and then she stored all that in the pots, and vomiting and loose motions, and she stored all that, and she became unimaginably unrecognizable, right? So and this person who was attracted to her beauty was waiting, every moment, waiting how he wants to be, want to meet her and then talk to her and other things. So he comes after a week to the same place, and then he is looking, and this lady is standing there. This beautiful lady was standing there. Then he looks around, and then he's searching for her, and then after some time she talks, and she says, "Whom are you looking for?" He says, "I was looking for that beautiful lady who is to stay here. She asked me to come today after a week, so I'm come here to meet her." So lady says, "I'm the person." She said, he steps back. Like he's taken aback. He says, "No, you are not that person." He said, "No, I am that person." And then he says, "Where is that beautiful lady, whom I saw a week ago?" Then she says, "It is my beauty is in all those parts. You can go and see them." So he was wondering what it is. He goes and he opens one pot, and then he with that foul smell and this thing, he just jumps back. And then she explains to him about this body's beauty. This is what is the beauty of the body that we are seeing, right? It can be Miss Universe, it can be Miss World, whatever. It is the liquid beauty that we are seeing. All our beauty is like the this thing that we saw in the pots, right? So why I'm saying this is, like, invariably we are sometimes enamored by beauty of some people, but Srila Prabhupada gives this explanation of how beautiful this material body is. I'm satirically saying that that this body is not beautiful. So, and then also Srila Prabhupada says the most beautiful person, even if we considered some person most beautiful, say Miss World or Miss Universe or whatever, is like a frog in front of the heavenly damsels. Like if you take the Urvashi or Rambha and all that. So like that, if we go, we then come to the beauty of Lakshmi Devi, Srimati Lakshmi Devi. And when the Lord came here, Srila Prabhupada says the beauty of goddesses is secondary in presence of the Lord, right? So we are trying to understand, or at least trying to get a glimpse of the beauty of the Lord, right? And here the four Kumaras, who are Brahmavadis, right, were so attracted by the beauty of the Lord that they were seeing the Lord with unsatiated eyes, right? Difference between being satisfied and satiated, I think we have heard before that there is no satiation for devotional service, right? And one of the aspect of devotional service is seeing the Lord and glorifying Him. In fact, when I was reading this particular purport, I was reminded of Peri Alvar. These Alvars are Vaishnavas who were there many centuries ago, right? This Peri Alvar, Peri means in Tamil, means someone who is elderly, right? And he was given that name because when he saw the Lord, exactly the same way, the Lord comes with Lakshmi Devi and all the Devatas to give him darshan, right? On Garuda, he is so wonderstruck by the beauty of the Lord. He says, let nobody koi nazar nahi dale aapko. Like he says, he's wonderstruck by the beauty. And then say, may you live for 1,000 years. Let nobody put wrong, see you with a wrong intention, or like how we sometimes do this with children, right? So that is how beautiful the Lord is. Like, he was wonderstruck, but then at the same time, in that Vatsalya Bhav, seeing the Lord's beauty, he comes out with this, that is the aspect. They say Pallanda. I mean, I don't know the full thing, but that particular word, like let nobody's wrong drishti be on you, right? So this is, I mean, I gave a progression of what we think is actually beauty and what is actual beauty, the Lord's beauty. This is in the Vaikunta lokas, where we see the Lord as so beautiful. In the presence of the Lord, Lakshmi Devi's beauty is secondary, Srila Prabhupada is saying. Then, of course, and also it says defeats the hundreds of thousands of cupids, the Lord's beauty. And then next we go to Goloka Vrindavana. Srila Prabhupada is talking about Krishna Loka. There, even though the Lord is so beautiful, we have heard, we have read that in Dwarka, the Krishna is bewildered by his own beauty. When he sees his reflection in the walls of Dwarka, he's wondering, oh, who's this such a beautiful person, right? He is wondering about his own beauty. Such a Lord, right, is attracted to Srimati Radharani. Such Madana Mohana is attracted to Madana Mohana Mohini. Srila Prabhupada time and again talks about the beauty of, I mean, how Krishna, who's all attractive, is attracted to Srimati Radharani, right? And in Goloka Vrindavana, everybody wants to see Srimati Radharani more beautiful. I mean, they consider Srimati Radharani more beautiful. Now, why is that? Because when Srimati Radharani is more beautiful, it pleases Krishna, or whatever, it enhances the love of Krishna to the gopis and to Srimati Radharani, and then it is reciprocated. And to show this aspect of what it is to he comes as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Krishna comes as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because there in Goloka he was not able to comprehend what is it that the gopis love, especially Srimati Radharani's, what is the love she is, what is the bliss she's experiencing. So he comes to the material world. He comes as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as his own devotee to understand what is the bliss that Srimati Radharani is experiencing. And also, a more important aspect is what is the message that he wants to give all of us, right? What is actually truly blissful for the jivas? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself comes to give this message to all of us, because Yadyat Acharati Shreshtas. What is the message that he's giving? Like we know from Jadananda. Jadananda is like we think we are happy with the things in the material world, like that is Jadananda. So above that is Brahmananda, where the Kumaras are, right? They are in this aspect of Brahmananda. And above that is Premananda. which is in the among the Vaikuntavasis or in the Vrajavasis. But even above that is Sevananda, right? That is why Srimati Radharani was feeling so much of bliss. And that is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came here to tell all of us, that if we have to experience any of these, or if we have to understand any of these aspects of the description of the kingdom of the Lord, or the beauty of the Lord, unless we are in the bhava of seva, we will not understand. Right? So, that is the thing that we have to take here, because if we time and again, Srila Prabhupada in all his talks, all his lectures, and all his purport, he talks about devotional service, right? So even above Premananda is Sevananda. So if we are able to do some seva in the true spirit of it, seva ahaituki and apratihata, that is consistently and without any interruption, if we are able to do, then we will be able to understand some aspects of all these intricate things, delicate things, and more beautiful things, blissful things of the Vaikuntha Loka. So we will see the last shloka for today. Namita Mataji will read the shloka, and I don't know who is this 1080. It sounds very impersonal, but whoever, it would be nice to know the name. This person will read, this devotee will read the
Hare Krishna Mataji. By mistake it has come. I do not know how it has come. Sorry, I am Vasudha Mataji.
Okay, Vasudha Mataji will read the translation. Yes,
Thank you,
Namita Mataji. Yeah, Namita Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Shloka.
तस्यार्विन्दानयनस्य पदारविन्दा किञ्जल्का मिश्र तुलसीं मकरन्दवयुः अन्तर्गतः स्वविवरेण चकराते संक्षोभम् अक्षराजूसम् अपि चित्ततन्वः. हरे कृष्ण माताजी.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Vasudha Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Dandavat Pranam Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
1 second Mataji. Translation, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. When the breeze carrying the aroma of tulsi leaves from the toes of the lotus feet of the personality of Godhead entered the nostrils of those sages, they experienced a change both in body and in mind, even though they were attached to the impersonal Brahman understanding. Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you.
Hare Krishna. So here, even before they could see the Lord, they had the this thing of smelling the fragrance of tulsi leaves, which are at the lotus feet of the Lord, right? The aroma that itself, which entered their body, which had the change both in body and mind, right? So, and then imagine just the breeze itself can change somebody from a Brahmavadi position to somebody who's glorifying. I mean, who's, even before glorifying, they were so enchanted by the beauty of the Lord, right? Even before seeing the Lord, that is how powerful either the Lord or Lord's paraphernalia is. Like, we can understand the aspect that nothing is non-different. I mean, the Lord, His name, His paraphernalia, His dham, everything is non-different from the Lord, right? So that is just the aroma of tulsi leaf, which was at the lotus feet of the Lord, brought about these changes in the Kumaras, right? So if we see, so beautifully Srila Prabhupada has already brought out this aspect, even though we are in this material world. That is why Srila Prabhupada called his temples as, as Vaikuntha, Vaikuntha temples. Because if we have, most of us would have visited an ISKCON temple, after they offer the flowers, what do? How is it given to the devotees?
Smell.
We smell the
Smelling.
flower. You see? So you see what is Srila Prabhupada, how every aspect of it is purifying us, bringing us to this aspect of personalism, right? And the Kumaras, they were so bewildered by the fragrance of the tulsi leaf, by the beauty of the Lord, right? And then you see in the last line, Srila Prabhupada is saying, becoming servitor of the lotus feet of the Lord is better than becoming one with the Lord. And who realized this? This was realized by the Kumaras, who were the first beings created by Brahma, right? And then they realized that instead of merging with the Lord, right, to serve the Lord or to serve the devotees of the Lord is much higher than, not much higher, it's the highest. Actually, it is the highest, right? It is so high that the Lord itself keeps on doing this in various ways, even as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, or because if you read these further shlokas, there, further, especially when Kardama Muni episode comes, there it says this material world was created even though the Lord did not like it. He did not want to create. Imagine if any of our dear ones, if they are going to jail, will we be very happy? If they are going to jail, will we be happy? So the same way, the Lord also is not happy that he wants his children to come to this jail, right? Durg means this kote means jail only. So, but then he still creates it. Why? Because he wants, he's doing that service of creating it so that we understand how futile is our the whole experience of trying to be happy away from him, right? So service aspect comes from the Lord, right? Because he is absolute anyway. Even in the aspect of doing service also he is absolute, and nobody can be above that other than the pure devotee, of course, right? So what we have to understand here is the being a servitor at the lotus feet of the Lord. Now, to be a servitor at the lotus feet of the Lord, at the present conditioning that we are in, we don't have, we cannot serve the Lord. So we have Archa Vikrahas, we have devotees, right? By serving Vaishnavas, what happens is, what the anarthas, what happens is when we are especially serving Vaishnavas, when we are serving pure devotees, they see our shortcomings in the path of devotional service, and then they keep correcting us. So we should take that in the right spirit. We should take that in the right mood and correct ourselves, rather than thinking why, even after doing so many things, trying to be perfect or trying to do devotional service in a nice way, why am I still getting this chastisement, right? In fact, Sanatan Goswami tells Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that he is more inclined toward Jagadananda, because he is chastising Jagadananda and keeping near him, and he is telling he is telling Sanatan Goswami, you like him more than me, so you are sending me away to Vrindavana, right? Actually, there is no difference, but he is highlighting the aspect that how chastisement by Vaishnavas is actually very purifying for us, is for our own purification in the path of devotional service, right? So, and time and again, why we are talking about this aspect of service of the Lord is that we are so used to being happy, being falsely happy, being served rather than served, right? So if we have to move to that platform, then we have to do it practically, right? Do service in whatever way, whatever aspect. Not necessarily that service is, I will do service only in temple, to devotees, to Vaishnavas. No, wherever we are, in whichever position we are, service can be done.
You are muted, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Sorry.
Any network issue, Mataji?
Oh, no. I don't know.
Oh.
Sorry. So, yeah, service. Because we are so used to being happy, being served, right? So we have to beat ourselves down to understanding that there is more happiness in serving Krishna because Krishna is happy, right? And the another most important aspect is how do we how do we achieve this so that we can attain Krishna Prema. The most important thing is to cooperate and not get into the aspect of Vaishnava Ninda, right? If we have to even understand, relish these shlokas, Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam here, the actual import of it can also be understood only if we are trying, if our endeavor is towards this, endeavor is towards offenseless chanting, offenseless seva, and keeping away from Vaishnava Ninda. So these were the few thoughts that I could gather and share with all of you. I would definitely like to thank my Guru Maharaj, and Ashish Prabhu is here today, which made me a little more nervous trying to say a few words. Definitely thanking all of them for this seva. Definitely not qualified, but this is the mercy that we are seeing from Guru and Vaishnavas. And all the shortcomings, I will need all your prayers so that I could do some seva and some justice to the seva given to me. So thank you all very much. Hare Krishna. If there is any comments or questions, you can please ask. I will try to answer, or we can close the class. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Mataji.
Mataji.
Yes.
I have a doubt, Mataji. Can I ask?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, thank you for the wonderful class, Mataji. The doubt is in this being a neophyte or in this early stages of coming into the Krishna consciousness, we do unknowingly or knowingly some mistakes, no, Mataji. Like then at that time we'll not be knowing that it is Vaishnava Aparadha. So what about that, Mataji?
I wanted to cover that, somehow I missed out. Yes. Vaishnava Aparadha, knowingly or unknowingly, like how, initially the Lord, because he realizes that we are in the process, until we come to this aspect of getting the knowledge about it, maybe there is some leeway. I mean, I'm repeating what I heard, right? But then once we realize that what we are doing is wrong, and we also realize we have done Vaishnava Ninda, first is, immense remorse in our heart that, oh, I have done this Vaishnava Ninda, I should not have, right? So that is the first aspect that we should really regret. See how Parikshit Maharaj, though it was nothing harmful to Shamika Rishi, but he was so regretful, right? He did, even if you see, Kumaras also are so regretful that they cursed Jaya Vijaya, right? First is that remorse. See, what a wrong thing did I do? And then also, further, it says about Vaishnava Ninda, we should go and beg forgiveness from that particular Vaishnava, or take the dust of that Vaishnava and put it on our head. And this also in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu uh, tells his own mother that how she has been offensive towards Advaita Acharya, and then she can be absolved, and she takes the dust of Advaita Acharya on. Though it is definitely Sachi Mata is a mother of the Lord, she is not. But then that whole episode is to give us the importance, or for us to understand how fatal Vaishnava Ninda can be, right? So remorse, regret that I did this, and then I don't want to do it. Krishna, Vaishnavas, Guru, please help me. And then if there is an opportunity to ask forgiveness from that Vaishnava, or take the dust of that Vaishnava onto our heads. These are the few things that I heard and I repeated.
Mataji, if at all we know that we have done to a particular person, or then we can go and ask forgiveness, Mataji. If at all we do not know that we have done any Vaishnava Aparadha, then what happens, Mataji?
Yeah,
so
we
should
start,
we ask?
Yeah, we start our day with chanting or Mangalarti, with our sadhana. So end the day with Aparadha Sahasrani Kriyante Harnishimaya Das Ohamiti Manmatva Kshamasva Madhusudana Aparadha Sahasrani Kriyante Harnishumaya. Right? I am your dasa, but I do so many aparadhas. Kindly forgive me. We can, in fact, at the end of the day, but then after every aspect, we can repeat this. By repeating this, we at least are aware that we should not do aparadha, because in this conditioned stage, it is difficult to make it nil. But at least we are aware. The Lord, by Lord's mercy, we will become more and more aware and keep away from it. Okay, does that help, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji. Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Dandavat Pranams, Mataji. Thank you so much for the guidance, Mataji. Mataji, how should we dispose the flowers offered to the Lord, Mataji? How should we dispose the flowers, Mataji, offered to the Lord? When we take that, then we smell and then we keep it on our hair. And after that, Mataji, how to dispose, Mataji?
Usually, it is called Nirmalya. It should be at the. It should be in a place where people don't stamp it. That is the norm, right? But then I don't know. We are in cities where, or it should usually earlier. I remember how we had joint families. There was a garden, and then in the garden at the root of that tree plants, it used to be put. All these things, Charanamrita, anything about the Lord, it should be put it in a place where it should not be stamped. Now, but how practical this is is the question, because even here now, even at our house, we tell the people that they're disposing, don't put it with other garbage. It has to be put near a tree, under the tree. But then you should have trees. Then you should have that facility. Then we should not have neighbors coming and saying you are throwing this thing in the street and dirtying our place. There's so many things. That is why in Kali Yuga only Harinam works. But I had to share because you asked me. It should be in a place where it should not be stamped.
Thank you, Mataji. Mataji, can Tulsi be offered to the Guru, Mataji?
No. No. Tulsi, offered leaves can be, but Tulsi is Lord's wife. Okay, she is above. So it is not offered even to the Devatas. Not even to Srimati Radharani's feet. It is kept on Srimati Radharani's hand to offer it to the Lord's feet, right? And Tulsi is offered to the Lord's feet, the Lord Krishna and his Swamshas only, right?
Swamsha, Mataji, what does that mean? I didn't get that, Mataji. Swamshas.
Swamshas, Govinda, Narayana, Narsimha, Varaha, all his internal expansion.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also we can offer.
Of course, we have to offer. Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much. Danda.
Shilpa
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Mataji. Mataji, in one of the last sentences, it was written that it is better, always better to be a servitor of the Lord than being one with the Lord. Servitor of the Lord is what I understand, but being one with the Lord, anyway, that concept doesn't exist, right? Nobody can be one with the Lord. So why is it written like that?
Okay. This is for the Brahmavadis, I mean, like people impersonalists who, they think that ultimate goal of human life is to go and merge in the Brahman effulgence, right? So that is what they think is ultimate. So that is what is being one with the Lord, right? So in that aspect here it is written to be one with the Lord, because they think they are also God, but they have forgotten. So that is how Srila Prabhupada comes out. What kind of God are you? You're forgetting God? No, God is someone who never forgets anything, right? So becoming one with the Lord is to merge into Brahman effulgence. And if you have read Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, Srila Prabhupada very clearly describes, as per scriptures, one who goes to the Brahman effulgence will be born again. Okay, it is not the final destination. He will be born again. He will get in touch with devotees, and then he will go back to Vaikuntha. And it is not a permanent solution there, right? That is what, because there is merging in the Brahman effulgence, there is no aspect of servitorship, because it is just that you are merged there. Okay. Did I clarify, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Anybody else? Anything? Or there's one more person who wanted to say something. Okay. Otherwise, can we close the class?
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Last doubt, Mataji. I'm very sorry because I just thought of it. Mataji, in our house, so my husband wants to worship that their Kula Devata. So he wants that picture to be there, Mataji. And here we want that Brahma Gaudiya Parampara. According to the Parampara, we have to keep the deities, Mataji. So what can I do, Mataji?
What is the Kula Devata you're talking about?
Goddess, Mataji.
Goddess. See, until some time there is harmony in the thoughts between the husband and wife. If he still says keep it above the Gaudiya this thing, accept it. The Lord knows you're accepting it so that there is harmony. If it is creating more disharmony by you keeping Krishna on top and the goddess below, rather there would be peace in the house to continue your sadhana. In the heart, you know. If you know in the heart what is the actual fact, and that the Lord knows, wait it out.
Yes, Mataji.
Just wait it out. There will come a day when he will put the Lord's photo above the goddess. Okay?
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. I have a small doubt. I'm so sorry.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Yes, Mataji.
Mataji, normally, as I said, many things affect our devotional service, chanting. So I have a doubt here, Mother. When we go to when we are with devotees association, even if they scold us, even if they get angry on us, even if they blaspheme us, chastise us, we don't get angry, Mataji. We just take it as a purification. This is for our purification and for our spiritual progress. But similarly, when we are at our this thing, I mean, with our family members or somebody else, so at that time when whatever they speak, we get annoyed and we have to react or respond accordingly, and many times we come into arguments. So how do we tackle that? Yes, we should understand that everyone is a devotee, Paramatma is residing, but when we consider devotee, they are in the we think they're in the higher level, they can say anything, but here in the within the family, I mean, we feel ki arey ye kyun bol raha hai? I mean, how can he say, how can they say, kind of that comes.
Okay.
So how do we deal with that?
Yes. Because I've also been through the journey. I can understand the thought process here, right? And if you constantly listen to Acharyas, to Srila Prabhupada, to his devotees, Radhanath, His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj, Jayapataka Maharaj, right? Okay. This aspect comes when we think we are above them.
Okay.
This thought comes, I am a devotee, you are not a devotee. I am deciding that. I am being judgmental, right? Somebody like Ajamila, from 25 years to 80 years, right? The Lord saw that he named his son Narayana. He gave him that buddhi to name his son at 80 years, who was 3 years old or something, Narayana, because of his Purvajita. So very beautifully in that Vaishnavan, this I will repeat, I will say this, so it helps us. In Vishnu Sahasranam, Nimisho Animisha Sragvi, it comes, right? Nimisha is he opens his eyes, and Animisha is he closes his eyes. So what does the Lord close his eyes? When wrong is happening, and he opens his eyes when something good is happening, when we are glorifying him, when we are serving him. And in the glorification, in the service, when we are doing wrong, he closes his eyes. This is what the Lord is doing. What we do, we keep our eyes open when people are doing wrong, and we close it when they are doing correct. In the process, yes, Anita Mataji, I will just touch upon that also. Process, what we are doing, we are pushing ourselves away from Krishna by doing that, right? If somebody has speaking in one particular way in that situation, who is responsible for that situation? For any situation, who is responsible?
We are also responsible, Mataji.
Not we are also.
Both.
Not we
Our
are also.
karma.
No, we are also. No, we are also. I am responsible for that situation. My Purvarjita karma, I am put amongst these people, I am put amongst these things. And if Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada says, if I react to that, I am only complicating my karma if I don't accept. Okay. First aspect is, I think I am a devotee. I am above them. Pure devotees, Uttam Adhikaris think everybody in the world is Vaishnava except me. And we are thinking, I am a devotee, everybody is not. Yes, Mataji, how much sin I have done, right? It is good. See, the very aspect that we are discussing this, we want to know, we don't want to do it. That is what the Lord will say. Let's be happy about that. See, the very aspect, we have come to Krishna consciousness after so many lifetimes. Now I want to practice Krishna consciousness, and the Lord is very happy to make me. The Lord is being patient. Then I am trying to be impatient with somebody who is not Krishna conscious, be it in family, otherwise. Does that justify? That is why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to show people of us Mandabuddhi in Kali Yuga. Okay? Harinam, do Harinam. Don't get into anything. Don't judge anybody. You never know. Like this last thing I will share, because that really helps. There was somebody asking this, Prabhu, are we failing as parents or as any this thing when our children or people whom we cultivate are not taking up to Krishna consciousness? Said, no. Somebody who has already tasted Krishna consciousness, it is just a matter of their karma, their individual soul, they are going through that, right? And he gave one very beautiful. There was one family, the parents, and eventually the daughter also became devotee, but the son was away. I mean, he was also into that, and then of course he came to one age and he was away. And then and you can imagine the pressure there. Everybody else is a devotee in the house except him, and then he has to deal with that. You think from his perspective, right? as a youngster, outside pressure, whatever, right? And it so happened this boy once went to a rock concert, right? And when he sat there and when the music started, he said, "This is all rubbish. What is this so much noise? That kirtan was so nice." Right? So why is it that we have to be doing service to Krishna and Vaishnavas without expecting anything? It should be to everyone. If we can do that to everyone, then only we will be able to do it to Krishna. Otherwise, I'm saying I'm a devotee, I'm giving you prasadam, you should do that. No, it is again fruitive there. Why is it only with the Lord, right? So yes, I I hope I answered the question. Yeah, first thing is we should stop thinking that we are above others, right? Srila Prabhupada, one devotee comes to Srila Prabhupada and says, "Prabhupada, I cannot tolerate that other devotee." Prabhupada doesn't say anything. When he comes repeatedly, the third
that
time.
Is humility, Prabhu Mataji. Humility, you mean?
Yes.
Humility.
Yes, correct, Prabhu. Humility. Prabhupada tells this devotee who comes and complains, he says, "Don't blame the instrument of your karma. Don't blame the instrument of your karma." Write it down. We can write it down and keep it in our kitchen, in our purse, every time. So all this.
Mataji, sorry to interrupt. What all you are saying is like it's going on theoretically only in mind, but application is really very difficult in my case, Mataji.
Make an attempt. Okay, start small, Mataji. You can take small instances and start. See, okay, one more. I'm repeating what Acharya says from other pure devotees that I've heard. See, whatever situation is your situation more difficult than Prahlad Maharaj? When I asked them, that is what they asked me. Is our situation more difficult than Prahlad Maharaj? Anita Mataji, is it so?
Sorry, Mataji.
Come again? I said, whatever difficulties we are facing, is it more difficult than what Prahlad Maharaj was facing?
Certainly no, Mataji. So that's what even I used to think even about Kunti Maharani and all the Pandavas and Prahlad Maharaj, everything, the devotees, all, even the non-devotees like Ravan and like Ravan and Hiranyakashipu. So they all did tapasya. They all underwent so much austerities and penances. So having all those difficulties, they got the boons. All that kind of thing is okay, fine. So that's what I'm saying. All these are theoretically only it's running in my mind. So when I think of that, okay, yes, so all this has happened. It's only for us what Prabhupada has given. So, but still, when that situation comes, when that practically, when I have to apply in this age of Kali, it's really very difficult. In my case, I'm saying, I don't know about other cases.
Okay, you can do some things. You can think of Prahlad. You said you already things. You catch hold of some shlokas in Bhagavad Gita. No? Adveshta sarva bhutanam maitra karan. Even if you remember Adveshta sarva bhutanam is enough. Dhyayate vishya pumsan sangasteshu upajayate sangat sanjayate kama. Start remembering the shloka. What happens? All these so-called people who talk about how to manage anger, manage all these things, okay, is actually actually given only in the scriptures. When you say dhyayate vishya pumsan, then you will realize I'm getting angry with something material. Then is this what I want as trying to be a devotee? Is this what I'm trying to do? So when you see the futility of that, and that I'm just making things more permanent in this material world, if this is what I want, I will continue with this kind of behavior. I should be clear what I want. Okay, does that help, Mataji?
Hare Krishna. Mataji, can I add one thing?
The other way around is also there, Mataji. When we are practicing Krishna consciousness, the other, the family member, they expect we should be like this, we should be like this. Becoming, I mean, you're practicing now, you should behave in this way. You should not even react for anything. So how do we take that, Mataji? Not respond, kind of.
So actually, they are helping us. There was one Mataji, who in one of the classes she asked that Maharaj who had come. He said, Maharaj, my children, how much patience should I have? I mean, like this. She repeated it. She said, have more patience. They're helping you to purify. That Mataji was literally sweating. Said, 3 children. I mean, I think they are not in the bhakti process, but she is trying to practice in the house. Looked like she's a single member. He says, very good. They're helping you to purify yourself. So if we are not clear what we want, all these questions will rise. If I'm clear, I will make a serious attempt. And then eventually you will see those things will gradually come down. Now the tests are coming again and again because we have not passed the test. You're not mentally accepting. You're not mentally accepting the Paramatma in them. You're not mentally accepting they are also part and parcel of Krishna. They are helping us more than the people who are conducive. Because when everything is hunky dory, I don't purify myself so much as when things are more distinct. Okay.
Hare Krishna Mataji, can I add something I had heard from Radheshyam Prabhuji? He was saying, if that's what I have started applying, I'm not successful at all, but I have started applying, that you are in a theater which is closed from all sides and there is fire outside. I mean, and the smoke is coming inside. Now you have a ladder and there is a hole. And you know that you are climbing the ladder and going to go out of the hole. But you are waiting because others are condemning and abusing you and everything. So you are waiting on the ladder, coming down 2 steps and trying to argue and prove, that. So it is like the whole exit is there, the ladder is there. Why are you coming down and trying to answer or do anything? Go out. And rather take everybody if at all.
Beautiful,
This is
beautiful,
what I
Mataji.
Radheshyam Prabhu is one of the Bhagavatam lectures I heard this.
Wonderful, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. I just want to share my experience, Mataji, practically, like how it was difficult for me in the initial stage. Not that I have changed a lot, Mataji. I'm fully dependent on the Guru and the Parampara and Krishna, Mataji, because the one shloka that has helped me is that Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsa, which you said now, Mataji, because more of the actions what we do is based on the thoughts that we have, Mataji. Because the thinking, in our thinking, if we always meditate on the Lord, it is not possible. So when we keep on hearing lectures of Srimad Bhagavatam or so, that has helped me, Mataji. So the thoughts, if we change, our actions are certainly to be changed, Mataji. So this is what has really helped me in the Bhagavad Gita shloka, that Krishna has not, the practical experience that it has given me, Mataji. So I just feel that everyone should make use of it, Mataji. I have not benefited
Hare
so far,
Krishna,
Mataji.
Mataji.
If I say this today only, I will fight. Sometimes some things will happen.
But the
So
very
I'm just
realization,
helping me.
that very realization that you will still be a victim of Maya, is what Krishna will see and help us to get above it.
I just want that.
Yes.
Yes, Mataji. So one lecture has helped me a lot, Mataji. So I just wanted to tell that, Mataji, share that. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Anita Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Suma Mataji, you were saying that thought process has changed. What kind of thought process you were meaning, Mataji?
Like the dealings, Mataji, that is what Janki Mataji said. No, like we will have, because we cannot say that I'm a devotee, they are not a devotee. We cannot, I was judgmental before, like my husband is not doing, he's not even bowing down in front of the altar, but he wants his Kula Devata, which I asked a prayer in the session, like he wanted to keep that goddess in that altar, though he don't bow down. So I was always arguing, why do you want to, because you never come in front of the altar and bow down to the deities. So let me allow to keep the altar in my way. So this is what the argument, like, so we used to fight like that. So, and later then I gave up everything. I had removed all the deities and from the altar and kept it aside. So then I realized, what am I doing? I'm not even giving him a chance. So somehow God has helped. So then I kept it down actually. And as Mataji said, I will keep it according to his plan, like I'll keep it above now. So I'm just going according to his plan. So whatever he says, I'm just following. God, Lord is watching me. I just have the firm faith that God is watching me. God is watching me. That inside of me, I just keep on telling to myself, God knows, God knows. So he's watching. So I'm just pleasing him now in the way like Paramatma is seeing. So I'm just serving the Paramatma inside of him. So hopefully God will help him to come to understand everything. So that is what I have. I'm saying, Mataji. Those thoughts are blank now. So I'm always in
Thank
the.
you Usha, for sharing that, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. It's all because of the paramparas, blessings, and the devotee association that I am in, and the teachers who are guiding. So
And
I am
also, Hare
thankful.
Krishna, Mataji, also when it says, somebody said, I heard, that when you speak less, Krishna speaks more. In whichever ways, his actions and all are unknown to everybody. So the lesser you act for yourself, the more he will act for you.
Mataji.
Yes, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Mataji.
Yes, Prabhu.
Mataji, your himself has told not to blame the past karmas. Am I right, my question?
Tell me. Not
Mataji, we must blame our past karmas.
Prabhuji, not to blame the instrument of your karma, is what Mataji had stated.
Not because of my previous karma, all this is happening. So if I have to fight, I have to fight with myself, because I did all this forgetting Krishna. All this happened because I forgot Krishna, not with others. See, invariably. Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu, tell me.
Mataji, if you don't mind, of course it is too late. When the next session, you please clarify me in Kannada class also. I can able to. It is to be clear. When we elaborate, answer is essential for me for this.
Okay, fine. I will. Okay, sure, Prabhu. Yeah.
Please, Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Okay. Prashanti Mataji had something.
Yeah. Hare Krishna, Mataji. So I have come very late into Krishna conscious, Mataji. So now I understand what exactly we have to do. But see, I know I have the knowledge, but not exactly we are doing the action perfectly. But when we see our family members do the other way, it feels like they're doing wrong things and they're doing so much of karma, because maybe we are so much attached to our family members. I feel that, Mataji, but I really cannot explain them. I mean, though I explain them, they are not able to take that, Mataji. So what should we do?
Chant
Mataji, Prabhupada has told not to preach in family, Mataji. So this is a big statement. Even he was also not able to do that in his own family, Mataji. He's an example for us. So just keep quiet. As Suma Mataji told, we have to keep quiet and we have to tolerate. That's all.
See, two things, you can chant for them, pray for them, one thing, and if possible, give prasadam. See, the last statement, after this, we'll close the class. We go around changing the world and not ourselves. What is easier? Which is easier?
Changing ourselves, Mataji.
Changing ourselves, Mataji.
Changing ourselves.
You do that, changing the world, Krishna will do. Okay?
Krishna will take care. Very good.
Right, Mataji.
Thank you so much, Mataji.
Thank you so much, Mataji.
For the
Hare
wonderful
Krishna.
insights, so many sharing. Thank you so much, everyone.
Dandavat Pranam, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for a wonderful class.
Thank you.
Into
Krishna
more
Mataji.
than
Dandavat
Bless
pranam,
your Kripa,
Mataji.
Sindhu Evacha, Patitanam Pavani Vaishnavi Namo Namah.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gurudev ki jai. Gaur Sri
Thank you so much, Mataji.
Hare Hare.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Dandavat
Thank you
pranam.
so much,
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Dandavat Pranam, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
With your permission, I will end the session, Mataji.
Please, Mataji. Hare